Why nervous system regulation is the key to the life of your dreams. So, welcome back to another episode of Healing into Femininity. It's me, your host, Joanna, and I want to dive right in with you. So, I would love to tell you a little bit about nervous system regulation. So, maybe you've heard about it before. It is also called emotional freedom technique, nervous system regulation. It can be somatic work, also, like it ties into that. So there are different names for what I'm about to share with you. So, as I said, the number one thing, in my opinion, to create the business, the income, and a lifestyle that you would love to live. Because let's be honest, let's imagine. So, imagine the life of your dreams. How does it look like? So maybe you know how it looks like, right? Maybe you have a vision board. Maybe you know how it looks like. You know what you want, you know the things that you want, where you want to go, and so on and so forth. Okay, that's perfect. That's fine. I want to take you a step deeper. So, what I think that is more important than knowing what it looks like is knowing how it feels like. I don't know if you've ever had this, but looking at your vision board could create a feeling, right? Like maybe you are feeling into it and you're feeling excited. Did you know that excitement is not necessarily a good manifestation feeling? Because excitement and fear can be kind of interpreted by the body as the same thing. So when things excite us a little too much, it's very easy to fall into the category of fear or maybe even overwhelm, right? Because sometimes we're like, oh, and then it becomes like too much. So, what I want to invite you to is I want to introduce you to this feeling or this saying of calm confidence, calm. There's like this big, big secret in wealth creation, right? In wealth creation in everything, like whether it be a wealth of an experience, right? A wealth of pleasure, a wealth of money, a wealth of good people, or whatever, like a wealth of things, right? So it is so important that we, as especially as women, also women of color in business and in, let's say, in invisible positions on social media, if you're building a brand, if you are in corporate, if you are talking to people, if you are making transactions, it's so important for you to come from a regulated nervous system. And I know for myself that this has been the most crucial part to my success because I remember that when especially in sales, because it's like direct sales, you're face to face with people. And depending on who you're talking to, maybe that person could trigger something in you just by the way they look, they appear, maybe their energy, like their maybe aggressiveness, or then as well the wounds. That's the thing, like that's the core. Like if you're not listening to anything else, like take that away. And the wounds, the core wound of basically everybody is betrayal, is abandonment, and is shame, like very low frequency feelings. And those feelings are more or less coming from our past. Yeah. But also sometimes it can be generational. Like even you didn't have like a strong experience with one of those feelings. Maybe it is in your family, in your bloodline, right? In your DNA, and you inherited that feeling. So it is very important to become aware of where do you feel shame? Where do you feel betrayal or the fear of betrayal, right? The fear of abandonment. And what I just broke it down to is literally it's the fear of pain. We don't want to feel pain, right? I have been saying most of the time that I think that we fear death, but I think even before death, It's not necessarily death. Like if you're cool with the thought of dying and or transitioning or traveling on, however you want to call it, I think it's not so much about the death. It's really about the pain. It's about the hurt, right? And this is the connection between how we perceive things and how we feel it in our bodies. And most of the time when we are like when we have somebody opposite of us and that person is pushing back or they are rejecting you or whatever, like betrayal, rejection, shame, those things, if we see that, if we experience that, we feel stressed. That's what it is. We feel stressed. Stress is fear, can get into fear. Stress is also excitement and overwhelm, right? So, like, I want to simplify it. So, stress, excitement, overwhelm, fear, right? This is what happens when we feel threatened, threatened by whatever it is. Maybe you're threatened to ask for more money at your job. Maybe you're threatened to claim different prices in your business. Maybe you are like afraid to go out there and yeah and just say like, here, this is me, this is what I offer, and I stand, like I stand behind it, right? So we're afraid to be rejected. Again, we're afraid to be rejected because it causes pain, and it's a circuitry in our mind and in our body that is connected. We perceive something, it triggers something in the brain, and the brain is part of the nervous system, right? So the brain and the nervous system, like the nervous system is connected through the spine, and then it goes down into our body and it touches all our organs. So this nervous system is our electrical wiring in our body. And every time, again, we perceive something as dangerous, as a threat, we are triggered. Yeah, we're triggered. And it depends on what you assign meaning to. So the thing is, like, to strip it down to the core, we don't have to be afraid of literally anything but real physical danger, right? Real physical danger, meaning you see somebody, a predator, right? A predator can be a man, can be a woman too, but most of the time it's a man, especially for women, can be a predator. So women are afraid of men as well, and that's natural. If you tend to get tense around men, that's okay. That's kind of natural. If it doesn't happen, that's also okay. You're just said it's okay. But even like the looks, like how some people can look, or if somebody is literally threatening you, of course, like becoming loud and shouting and things like that, it triggers our nervous system, right? This is something that makes sense. Like it is a physical threat. It's a danger. It's a dangerous environment. Again, it can be caused by men or by women, where you can read the body language, you can see the facial expressions, if they are sympathizing with you or not, right? So this is something that can cause us stress. And that's normal. And that's something where I feel we can also work through it. But it's going to happen probably again and again, because that's just human nature, human reaction, reactivity. You can learn to slow down your reactivity, or to really become aware. Yeah, so it's not automatic, but it's more of a, okay, I realize what's going on in my body, but there is no need to feel afraid, right? You can talk to your body in a physical situation. But if it's not a physical situation, but it's more of a perceived threat, what can be a perceived threat? Let's talk about money. Favorite topic. Because the thing is, what I realize in my now 7 years of working with women, and I used to work with men before, but really focusing on the women, is that many times women are afraid of money. Women are afraid of looking at their money, looking at their bank account, like looking at their bills when, like, especially as a, maybe you already are a business owner, really looking at the taxes, doing that taxes. This can be a huge amount of stress for women because it's directly correlated to our survival, to our root chakra, our energy system of survival, right? And this root, most of the time, is hurt by this abandonment wound that has probably occurred sometime in our childhood through the ages 0 and 6 or 7. Yeah. So this is where the abandonment wound most likely happened. Yeah. Probably throughout our life as well. But this is something where we have to really pay attention to. You don't necessarily have to know exactly when you got that wound or when you had that feeling. It's just part of human nature. Like, you can assume that you definitely have it. Okay. If you didn't have it, if you don't consciously remember, maybe it's something in your bloodline, maybe it's something that you felt when you were unconscious, because the first 7 years are very unconscious. So yeah, all of us basically have it. So what I want to say here is that, especially with money, many times women don't dare to look at money because it can trigger first, like, this basic survival instinct, right? This survival mode. And then you're like, if you can't regulate your nervous system, then there are different tactics, assignments, tools, ways, drills, nervous system regulation drills, how you can really regulate your nervous system. This can be done. I will show you a few tactics in a second, but most of the time we don't look at money because it triggers us so deeply that we can't really think. Because what happens in survival mode, we're triggered into a nervous system reaction of fight, flight, freeze. Or I think there are more these days now, like fight, flight, freeze, fawn, right? Fawning is like being sweet as a woman, especially in front of men, right? So these are the things. So that means we want to, like, the blood is rushing to the outside of our body. Our digestion is not working anymore. Our heart is pumping blood. We feel like we're in literal danger. So we can't think. This is also something that happened. We can't think correctly. Our frontal lobe is not, the cortex is not really activated. It's more of the brain in the back, the reptilian brain. So we're not solution oriented. We just want to calm and soothe ourselves. That's why so many people eat when they're stressed, and they eat sugars or they eat food that they used to eat when they were younger. So again, just realize that every time when you're afraid of money, probably because you're so deeply wounded by not necessarily only money, but triggered in this abandonment issue, and then triggered into this feeling of you're not safe. That's what it's about. You're not safe. You're not safe. So you can't rest. You can't relax because money depends on how you connected the story. Money most of the time means survival, right? Survival, foundation. Okay. So that's important to know. And then what are the practical consequences? It's that sometimes women don't really take care of their taxes. So you don't do the bookkeeping quite well. You just get through the day, but you don't take the time to take stock, inventory. You don't write down the expenses, the budget, and things like that. So there's no system, there's no order, right? And you just go and go and go, then things pile up, then it literally becomes too much. Then you feel overwhelmed, and then attached with this anxiety, with this fear of facing this creature called money problems or money issues. You're like, oh my God. So you can't really deal with it. And then imagine you wanting to become a business woman, and you start, whether it be an online business or a brick and mortar business, you get overwhelmed by this feeling of insecurity being faced with money issues. Okay. So I think you get a sense, right? I think you get a sense. So what I want to invite you to do is, because it is so deeply rooted, it is connected to our core wound of abandonment, betrayal, leading to a feeling of pain. And a feeling of pain is a feeling of being unsafe. Like literally, that's what it is. We are safe and sound, right? Safe and sound. Oh, what a beautiful expression. Safe and sound. But over here, we are unsafe and hurt. That's what it is. Like hurt and pain is the opposite of safe. So we're feeling threatened, or we actually feel a physical symptom of hurt through this nervous system reaction, tension. Maybe sometimes people get like the whole stomach area is tight and squeezed, and then you get an ache there or something. So you are out of a safe environment, even though it's happening inside. So we want to rewire the connection between money, safety, and also the feeling of being able to handle it and what it means to you, and coming, like really bringing yourself down into a calm center before you attack this topic, or before you join in with that topic. Really, the word attack wasn't the right word. It's really more about saying, okay, now I'm going to take time. I know some other teachers do that too, and I love it. Like put some good music on, maybe even invite a friend, right, to do it with you, because again, money also is such a loaded topic. Many people don't even dare to speak about it with other people, with their friends and family. It's still such a shameful, hidden topic. It's crazy. So maybe you want to invite a friend, maybe you want to invite your mother, or a colleague, or whatever. You maybe even want to celebrate, right? You want to put on some music, or you want to drink your favorite drink, and then you will sit down and look at your finances, look at your taxes, look at your invoices and things like that. So you're really taking time to sit down in a more joyous, calm, safe environment, headspace, nervous system, and therefore a relaxed state of being. And then you can think. That's a very important part. You can think solution oriented. You can create order. You can create systems that you then stick to. Yeah. So I just want to really put some focus on how important it is to we rewire your money story, and we rewire, right? It's hard even to say rewire, like to rewire your nervous system, rewire your connection with money. What does money mean to you? What do you associate it with? Right? So I have a completely new and different money story today that makes it able for me, like that's why I can sit here and speak about money, and really say, like, I am the $10 million woman. Like that's what I'm creating from a place of ease, because I have the foundation in place, the mindset, the stories, the subconscious programming, the yeah, the emotional intelligence, right? But also the systems. Again, it takes the ease and the calmness to create the systems that the money can come through to. So it's important that you come from this relaxed state of being before you yeah, you take time to deal with your money matters. So that's just one thing that I wanted to share with you. If you like this content, if you value it, right? If it serves you, leave a note, leave anything. Let me know what you want to hear from me. Like if there's any topic you want to hear more about, um, if you yeah, or just say anything that is on your mind. Maybe what is your money story? What is your money story for yourself? what was your parents' money story? What is your mom's money story? Right? What's your dad's money story? What's the story in the culture? Like, where did you grow up? How was it? Right? And I know a lot of people who don't come from money, who maybe grew up in middle class or even like poorer. Yeah. So it is so important to look at this topic. It's so important to go into the darkness and to make it conscious. Like, what is running your money paradigm? And you can see where you are with your money paradigm if you look at your bank account. Like, where are you with your money? Where are you with your money? Like, how much is normal for you? What is just, that's just what it is. Like, money is here to support me, like on the other side, there's such a different story. Money is here to support me. Money is everywhere. Money is here in abundance. I am able to make money. Just having the self-belief first, feeling it, stepping out and doing it, being it, creating the systems, creating the actions in alignment with this feeling of money is safe. Money is safe. Money does protect me. Money is my helper, like all of these things. You can rewire your money story if you know like what you have been thinking. You can go back. You don't even have to go back, really. Like, I'm a big fan of just looking at your circumstances right now. And if you look at your right now, and if you look at your lifestyle, if you look at your bank account, you will see what your money story has been up until now. Like, what is it? What is your money story reflecting back to you? And if you don't like what you see, it's time to rewire that story, create a new story, create a new feeling around it. Again, it's more about the feeling than anything else. The mind is one part, perfect, but the feeling, the nervous system is a whole different part. And we really want to feel good and safe around money, because money is your friend, your best friend. I love money so much, and money loves me. And I know that money is always going to be there for me, because money wants to come to me, because I am giving money a good experience, right? Money is just like a friend, right? We want to create this loving, intimate relationship with. And therefore, we have to, of course, change the story, change the feeling into a feeling of safety. And yeah, I would love to hear from you. As said, as always, stay dangerous out here. And I see you the next time. Until then, take care.